When you call NEPA, I remember those days, most of the time I even fund it by myself. I will even be the one mobilize other people. If the money is too much, they will come check it. They will tell us how much we will provide. We will begin to go house to house to look at guys who can be able to contribute. We mobilize some money. We go back to them and bring them back. They will come and fix it and collect the money. That's what communities suffer. Go to rural area. They will tell you some people don't have light for months because and some are blood. These guys, they won't come. It's their duty to come and fix it and some. And what is government doing? Nothing. Because that's how they are chopping. That money they collect from that community now to fix that transformer, where does it go to? It doesn't go to TSA. It's from people in that office that will share it. That's all. It doesn't go to TSA because the people who paid, who gave them the money, did not pay it to government account as revenue. They give them cash. So now accountability. That is what we are going through in the country. And they are talking about increasing tariff, removing subsidy. I don't know which other subsidy they want to remove. They have told us they remove subsidy in power. Now they are talking about removing subsidy. And the man was right. When they want to push the burden to the citizen, they come up, oh, there's subsidy here. They want to remove that subsidy. Whereas it's not true. That's exactly what the man is saying. But they will come up with that story to confuse the people and push that burden on the people. And then they are free. What does it benefit government? Causing a citizen is supposed to protect and take care of their welfare to suffer. What does it profit government? So Nigerians, just know, as soon as APC gets re-election, in 2027, if they win the election in 2027, which I don't know who's going to stop them, I don't know, just expect hike in tariff. Is already on the pipeline. Forget this thing. This one we say they are removing tariff. The spokesperson will come and say, no, they are not removing any tariff. All these things is to not to trigger the citizen because election is coming so that they don't vote against them. I was listening to this interview, going on between the Arise News crew and the National Coordinator of All Electricity Protection, Consumer Protection Forum, right? So the body that kind of protect the consumer within the electricity sector to ensure that they are not exploited, which is Mr. Adeola Ilori. He was there on Arise, and they were, having conversation that concerns the power sector. So Nigerians should brace up for 2027. As soon as APC win re-election by January and the APC is announced winner, my dear, the moment they swear them in, they may not even wait for swearing in. They may start rolling out all these things because by May 29, they will be sworn in. So that's the reason why many Nigerians should read in between the lines, be able to make proper decision on who they are casting their vote for. Because I don't want to come back here and be playing videos of people who are wailing, who are crying that they voted and now they are suffering. I don't want to hear that. I don't also have urgent 2K to give to anybody. So listen carefully in this video so that we understand what is going on and be able to know what to do as a citizen. Because at the end of the day, the citizen is the end point of this whole thing. We already know how Nigeria functions. The moment government, looking at why should we be throwing this money away when we can collaborate the money, they just kind of bring up one story. Oh, there's subsidy in this area. They want to remove the subsidy. And the moment you had that conversation, what happened next? They push the burden to the people. That is exactly what happened in the petroleum sector, right? They say that they are paying how many trillion in subsidy. And that is the reason the country is not developing. That is why they want to remove the subsidy and be able to plunge the money back into the economy to develop infrastructure, to take care of the citizens and all of that. That's what they told the citizens. And it's only President Jonathan who did it, and even partially there. And it recycled the money back to the system, and many Nigerians benefited. There was infrastructural development in different critical areas, in health, in poverty alleviation and the rest of them. But in this government, subsidy was removed. But today, no Nigerian can pinpoint exactly what are the programs or projects that government has invested the money in to transform the lives of the people. You hold the presidency, I say they have removed subsidy. The presidency will tell you to go and hold governors, that they are not giving governors so much money. But that's not the way to be accountable. We can't be holding you who remove subsidy accountable. You are telling us to go and hold someone else accountable. It's you, we know. It's you that told us that subsidy is gone. So when you were doing subsidy is gone, you're supposed to understand that you need to account for how the savings from subsidy, was deployed. That is why you're supposed to have created a bucket, even if you want to give states part of the money, because it's both state, local, and federal government money, right? You will have a meeting with them, and then certain percentage will be taken out and named, subsidy removal, whatever name you want to carve it. And then a specific programs will be designed to be addressed by that subsidy, money. And by then, if Nigeria is asking you, where is the subsidy money? You can show them. In the health sector, you revamped 2,000 primary healthcare centers. in different locations, and they will go and see it. You recruited midwives, nurses, and now primary health center is functioning. All these kind of things is the expectation that citizens want to see, because we have seen it during Jonathan administration when it is Shopee. But in this government, it's a different ballgame altogether. If you ask the spokesperson now, Daniel Bola, he will tell you it is his leadership style. That's the way they conclude their own, stuff. So in this interview, this man was bringing out a whole lot of stuff, and the things he was speaking, I was just seeing myself. Why am I seeing myself? Because I practically had the experiences of what he just mentioned in this video. And what are those experiences? He listed them for us, which we will see in this video, right? And I will also share mine, how we link up with what he said. Meanwhile, guys, this is Ade Media TV, and welcome to my channel. So let's look into what actually transpired in that conversation. There's a whole lot the man said, but I'm just trying to pick out the one that matches many Nigerians' experiences. So the issue here is that the government is trying to say that they're going to remove, subsidy in power sector, and I was confused. What subsidy again? I thought May 29, 2023, when President said subsidy is gone, they removed it in petroleum product, removed it in power, removed it in foreign exchange. So which other, subsidy is still in the power sector, if truly they have removed those subsidies? That is why I was confused. When they said they removed the one in fuel, in petroleum product, remember, NNPCL came from behind and called it under recovery. So we don't know what is going on. That's why the government need to come out to explain to the citizens exactly what is going on in the power sector. Because if they are talking about removing subsidy again, how many subsidies are in the power sector? In fact, the man explained that the GENCOs, that the generating companies, they are not in the subsidy in the power sector. But the DISCOs are enjoying under the power sector, system. So, but the fact is that how often will the government remove subsidy in the power sector? And the moment you hear the removal of subsidy, doesn't know that the burden is shifting to the citizens. So citizens should be aware that whatever they are paying today, I've had many people cry that they buy a card of 10,000, it doesn't even last them 5 days. You're going to see even more than that. So maybe 10,000 will last you for 2 days very soon, by the time they remove the subsidy, according to them. But for me, I'm confused because I don't know which subsidy they want to remove, because they told us they have removed subsidy in power. How many times do they remove this subsidy? So, like the man said, when you watch the entire interview, most of the things the government is doing is more or less an audio system. They just announce something, at the end, nothing happens. We have seen that in the, contractors, which they are owing since 2024. They said the government have approved how many billion to pay contractors. Go and ask the contractor, they said there's nothing. They didn't say jack. So the same thing here, to the point that government is owing up to 7 trillion or 7.3 trillion to the power sector. So I don't really understand what is going on. And we keep saying it that if Nigeria don't kill corruption, corruption will kill Nigeria. So this same power sector, the complexities in this sector is something that nobody can behold. When Obasanjo's regime was there, they invested about $16 billion. We didn't see power. We didn't see light. But at least Obasanjo was building power plants, which we can physically see at that time. It's just that they were not adding, the gas turbine pipeline, the pipeline that will power the gas turbine at the same time. That's why when they finish building the power plant, there's no gas to power the turbine. And then the power plant is just there, generating nothing, adding no value to the national grid and all of that. So, which successive government supposed to start building, the gas pipeline to connect all this thing, which I think Ibekachukwu, somehow had the master plan then on gas pipeline and all of that. So a whole lot of problem is going on in our energy sector, a whole lot, which the government is not kind of telling the public the truth, unveiling the whole situation of the power sector so that the citizen will know what is going on. But in this interview, this man was able to speak, especially from the perspective of the consumers, how this thing is affecting the consumers. So we'll watch what he said. This is not the whole interview. This is just an excerpt, which I feel is the area that, deals basically with the experience of the people. That's why I'm playing this part. You need the full video. You can check it out in Arise, portal, and then you'll be able to hear the whole interview, how bad the situation in the power sector, seems. So, guys, let's listen to Adeola Ilori. Let's hear him, and let's see what he has to say. And we'll be right back. Don't go away.
It's because what we're speaking about is that it is not a subsidy, it is a tariff shortfall. And so if there is a tariff shortfall, it seems that the onus, the responsibility is on the government for their lack of payment, but that the people who bear the brunt of that lack of payment is the consumer. Because if we relate that to petrol subsidy, there was opacity and they said there was corruption. It was on the government.
Instead of tackling corruption,
Instead of
they
capping,
claim to have removed it.
And the people
because we
who
now
bear-
find out that
Yes.
they have changed the name, not that they have removed it.
but they said they removed the fuel subsidy, and the people who end up paying for that is us.
Yes.
Now, in a country like Nigeria, where fuel subsidy is increased, food inflation is increased, Naira has, reduced since at least 2023 when this payment reduced. How are people going to be energy secure? How are people going to live their lives if there is a tariff increase in the next year?
Like I said before, let us even assume without conceding that there is tariff. There is subsidy. Let them remove subsidy. But before they can put in the case of subsidy, let them increase the capacity and the offtake of the discos. Let us meter everybody. I get to fuel station when I was coming down here. I bought fuel. By the time I bought fuel, I read the meter. Then I pay. That should be what we should be talking about.
You know what you're buying.
That is what the government should be talking about. Fix all the loopholes. Then come back and say you are paying subsidy. Which area are you paying subsidy? In the area, we are not paying subsidy to the Genco. If you want to really do us a favor, like it is done in some other Western world, you subsidize from the source so that by the time the price is coming out, it comes out in a way that the people will know that nothing is killing them. But you don't subsidize anything. You only come to the consumer that you are subsidizing it. And at the end of the day, you want to remove the subsidy when all this problem still stays with us. The consumer will still went out there. They could go and buy major line materials, the pole, the transformer, the everything, the wire. You are not repairing anything. You are not changing those moribunds and obsolete equipment to make sure that at least what the concern the consumer should be, get to where you want to buy your token and continue to use. If you want us to caution ourselves the way we are using it, we will know how to do that because we know at the end, this is what concerns us. Look at the telecommunication.
Yes.
If I don't load, it's not their problem. It is my problem. As long as I recharge, I call, I use data. But here in the areas of electricity, it is the consumer that is buying everything. Nothing is being sent to. I repeat, nothing. I challenge them to a debate to show me their books where they have bought transformer to any communities. So far, so good. It is them. So if you want to increase tariff, or like Adebayo said, Onanuga said they are not increasing tariff, right? But the Minister of Power said they are removing subsidy.
Yes.
And so either way you want to do, make sure that the Nigerians have opportunity of enjoying for a time what they pay for. You cannot continue to take from us and yet give us nothing back in return. All the policy the NEC put down, none of them, as far as the consumer is concerned, that are working. None. 2024, April 1, they said that the disco should pay back all the people that bought meter through meter asset provider. Till today, maybe recent time, they started paying token. And in the magnanimities of NEC, because it is their baby, that baby must not die. They said you are owing 237,000 naira because that is the cost of three-phase meter. They will pay you throughout for 6 years. So if tomorrow you load your recharge and you buy 30 naira there, it is part of the payback of your... But I pay cash to buy the meter.
Yes.
But you have to take it in 6 months, in 6 years, not 6 months. They will prorate it for you in 6 months through token. So those are the things that I am telling you that is not supposed to be. If you are not taking care of that side for the consumer, we will not allow you to remove subsidy if there is any. Because as far as I'm concerned, you have been removing this subsidy with different nomenclature for the past 10 years. 10 years now. February 3rd was the first time that the increase in tariff come with the cost reflected. They just changed the name. The next thing say they need investors.
If it happens eventually, because you said you are not saying that don't remove subsidy, just fulfill certain requirements. If those requirements are fulfilled, do you think on the average that an average Nigerian consumer will be able to afford it by the time that the tariff goes to where they're hoping it will get to?
Yes.
And secondly, I would like you to explain that. And secondly, is my suspicion, and this is what a number of people are also saying, is that the reason why the Minister of Power said from 2027 is because they are being careful because elections are coming.
That's why Onanuga can't have an issue. Yes, that's why he can't have it.
It's a necessary, political, correctness.
Yeah, but we are not fool.
To make. Of course, if his principal returns, it means that they will return to that policy. If the principal does not return, government or this government will continue in the second term.
All right, welcome back. You heard what he was saying, that, his example made some sense. Having a GSM phone, a mobile phone, buy your SIM card, you have no business about putting the, communication towers, you have no business on how it is powered, you have no business on how it works. As a consumer, all you need to do is have your phone, buy SIM card of that network, put it in your phone. If you recharge, you make call and have data. If you don't recharge, no call, no data. You just hold your phone. So the choice is yours. But in the power sector, it's supposed to be like that. You are not supposed to even buy meter. It is the same, distribution company, transmission and distribution company that's supposed to, the distribution company is supposed to install meter in your house. So your job is to do what? Be paying your recharge. You recharge the meter, you have light. You don't recharge the meter, you don't have light. That is the way it's supposed to be. And that's how it is abroad. Come to our US. Nobody moves into any apartment, whether you are buying or you are renting. Nobody moves into anyone and you are going to buy meter. The house is completed. Meter, everything is there. The number of flats, each flat have their own meter in the meter area. Meter for water, meter for electricity. They are there. Your job is to pay what you consume. That's all. Nobody worries about if there's any issue with the meter. The power company comes, PSC and G. They come in, check whatever the problem is, fix it. Your own is pay and use what you paid for. That's it. But in our case, it's a different ballgame. I recall when we were in estimated billing there, every month, they will bring a outrageous bill that when you see it, you panic. Almost a quarter of your monthly paycheck. So I went to them and said, what is all this bill? What am I using in my house? I'm not using anything in my house. So why should I be having this kind of bill? So there is a 2-apartment, building. Later my neighbor moved. He was transferred to Delta. He moved to Delta. I was not alone. The other apartment is vacant. They are still bringing the same bill they were bringing for me and my neighbor. Because before they bring the bill, then that's around 2015, 2016. They will bring the bill, 15,000. We share it into 2. Very outrageous. You don't have anything, just your TV, your fan, your decoder, and all those kind of stuff those days. But I went there, complained, the neighbor has left. So you have to cut down the bill and send the one that belongs to my own apartment. When they put in the next tenant, you guys, you can now up the bill back. So you people come here to put this thing. You already know that this place is vacant. They refuse. They say they will be bringing it like that. The advice for me is to go and buy meter. Really? I told my landlord, he refused. He said he's not interested in buying any meter because he has meter, old meter in his own house. All of us in that estate there, nobody has meter except him. So I have to go to the NEPA office, then PSCN or whatever they call them now. When they raised the draft, it was 25K at that time. And I bought the meter, paid for it. They brought somebody to install it. They installed the meter. My dear, I loaded 5,000 just to see what's up the first month. I only used like less than 3,000. But if you see a lot of credit remaining, man, the next month I bought 3,000 and loaded. And I was now spending only 3,000 monthly. Why they are giving me 15,000? So, and the president campaigned that he's going to give Nigeria power. And he will end the estimated billing. Today, where are we? The man mentioned in the interview that Nigeria we were about 8-point-something million people that are metered. Now it is about 7-point-something million people that are metered. So in 3 years, they just did maybe 1 million people, basically. So that's the problem. Now, when I moved from that apartment and have my own house then, what happened? I need to install electricity. House completed. I bought 3 posts because where the last post stopped, I need like 3 posts to get the light to my house. I bought the 3 posts. I bought the armored cables to take the line from the last pole to my own apartment, my own building. Then I brought people that dug the hole, fixed the pole. So the next step is to call the power company to come and put the cables and get it into the house. I have to pay them. They only came with their vehicle, put their ladder, put the line straight to my house. They left. I have to bring someone else again to install the meter that I bought, my meter. So what are we trying to say? It's not my responsibility to do all those things. My responsibility is to inform them that there is a new building here that need power to get there. They will get their posts, get their cables, get everything, and come and install it. My job is to do what? To pay for the light and consume it. That's why the infrastructure will belong to them. But after they fix this thing, they are laying claim that those posts I bought, the cable I bought, all those things belongs to NEPA. My money. So it is ridiculous what we go through in our country. Nigeria is a place you buy your land, go through all the hassles with the government or whoever is responsible for the land. You build your own house, you grade your own road, You do your own drainage by yourself. You buy electricity poles, cables, and everything. Pay the distribution company to come and fix it for you. You buy your own meter. You drill your own borehole to have water in your house. So when you look at everything the citizen does, you ask yourself, where is the place of government? Even till today now, you have to also have your own security. That's what the situation calls for. So you keep asking, where is the place of government? You will drill borehole, you will buy many GP tanks, you will all kind of stuff just to have water. But go abroad, nobody has tank in his apartment. Water is piped directly from the local council to your house. That's it. You just pay your bill for whatever you use. You have right to now control what you use to cut down your bills. But it's not so in our place. So I don't know how our own system is working. And the funny part is that most of these leaders, they come abroad. They see how it works there, but they can't replicate it back home. They cannot. So it's a very bad situation. So if what the man is saying there is the truth. In those days in the village, if our transformer have any fault, maybe during windy period, two cables touch each other, the transformer blows, we hear the sound. Wow! When you call NEPA, I remember those days, most of the time I even fund it by myself. I will even be the one mobilize other people. If the money is too much, they will come check it. They will tell us how much we will provide. We begin to go house to house to look at guys who can be able to contribute. We mobilize some money. We go back to them and bring them back. They will come and fix it and collect the money. That's what communities suffer. Go to rural area. They will tell you some people don't have light for months because transformer blowed. These guys, they won't come. It's their duty to come and fix the transformer. It's their duty to make sure that all those facilities are working. That's what the man is challenging them. Let them come and tell Nigerians locations, places where they bought new transformers and they store for the people. So in most of these places, it is the people that say buy the transformer. They contribute money. Local people that don't have anything, they still have to mobilize themselves, contribute money, buy the transformer, and they will see pay NEPA, pay the power holding company people, the distribution company, to come and fix the transformer. Transformer, they are supposed to be the one to buy. That's how bad our situation is. And what is government doing? Nothing. Because that's how they are chopping. That money they collect from that community now to fix that transformer, where does it go to? It doesn't go to TSA. It's from people in that office that will share it. That's all. It doesn't go to TSA because the people who gave them the money did not pay it to government account as revenue. They give them cash. So no accountability. That is what we are going through in the country. And they are talking about increasing tariff, removing subsidy. I don't know which other subsidy they want to remove. They have told us they remove subsidy in power. Now they are talking about removing subsidy. And the man was right. When they want to push the burden to the citizen, they come up, oh, there's subsidy here. They want to remove that subsidy. Whereas it's not true. That's exactly what the man is saying. Say they are not subsidizing anything. But they will come up with that story to confuse the people and push that burden on the people. And then they are free. What does it benefit government? Causing the citizen is supposed to protect and take care of their welfare to suffer. What does it profit government? That is the question we are asking. And energy is a key factor because it's crazy what they give to you, 300,000 naira bill. You'll be wondering, what are you using that you are generating 300,000? You look at your house, there's nothing there. Because somebody sits down in the office and writes anything they want to write because they have targets. Every month they have target, billions of naira target. So they hope keep that target, break it down to the number of people in that community and distribute it. If you argue, they say go and pay. If you don't pay, they come and cut your cables. That's how they do it. Where do we go from here? That is the question. So Nigerians, just know, as soon as APC gets re-election in 2027, if they win the election in 2027, which I don't know who's going to stop them, I don't know, just expect hike in tariff. It's already on the pipeline. Forget this thing. This one we say they are removing tariff. The spokesperson will come and say, no, they are not removing any tariff. All these things is not to trigger the citizen because election is coming so that they don't vote against them. That is just it. That's why you are hearing so road is awarded. This one is awarded. All those things are political game. So that people will believe that government is awarding roads. Go and check those roads that were awarded. How many of them have they started work? All these things are audio to keep people busy, to support them during the election. By the time they win in January, all these roads they were announcing now is already awarded. None of them will kick off. Where is the money? People that are implementing 3 budgets at the same time and funding the whole budget with 10%, 20%. Where is the money? Releasing 36 million for a whole health sector. Where is the money? The National Assembly that are shouting the other day, that's where the shouting ends. There's nothing that will happen. If they burn them well, let them impeach him. Let them start impeachment proceedings if they burn them well. You think the man doesn't have sense? He knows what he's doing. That's why the first step he did is to cage the National Assembly. because he knows they are the only one that can remove him before his tenure through impeachment. He knows. He brought them in, pocket them, and target the judiciary. So he knows what he's doing. So all these things now, Nigerians will go through it, and it will come to pass. Just hold on. Just let them win by January. The moment they win by January, by February, you will see the tax reform that they just passed with all the problems in that tax reform, adding things that were not there ab initio, it will kickstart in full force. This tariff will kickstart. You know what happened in 2023? How they removed this, removed that, the economy. You will see what will happen by January, by next year, early next year, first quarter next year. All these things will start hitting the citizens. So that is why you need to know what is happening in the country where you live. You need to understand the moves government is making. That's why you must be abreast with information. You must be informed so that you can make informed decision. When you make decision by feeling, by my tribe, by my relative, by my fellow religion person, you will suffer. It's not promised. You will see it happen. This one we are seeing now is minimal. By next year, you will see Shegebanza. That is the truth. Look at what this man is saying. The man who knows what is going on, who is a key player in the whole thing, who has seen it all. See what he was telling you. There's no way out. They're going to do it. So when they say they removed subsidy before, is it that they didn't remove it? Or is it that there was no subsidy? The man was saying there was no subsidy. Abolition. Because the Gencos are not part of any the generating company. There is only the distribution company at that time. So I don't know how many of you have meter, especially the metered people. They are the ones that will suffer the most, because all those money they are looking for, they will write it as your bill for you to pay. Those with meter, they may escape a little bit. Me, I have not received any money from government for the meter I bought with my money, even through card. I have not. I have not. So you can see, you buy meter by yourself. They now say they will pay you back in 6 years. Just think about it. In 6 years, they will pay you back. How funny does it sound? It sounds so funny. So we don't know what is going on in our country, to be honest with you. You don't know what is going on. So until you get somebody who has conquered greed, who is willing to stick his head and work for the citizens, who will unbundle all this corruption going on in both the power sector, the energy sector, and all other sectors, then Nigeria will not move forward, because nobody carries load and run faster. No, that's why if you want to be a footballer, there is a weight limit for you. If you exceed it by 1, they will bench you until you get down to that side, because you need to be very, very free and flexible to run and turn and do all those things. So Nigeria is carrying weight of corruption in every sector. So they can't move. They can't grow. Look at what South Africa is doing to our citizens. Giant of Africa. The other people are matching us. Look at the other day. The president is sending people, vice president and the delegation, to go to Benin Republic to learn industrialization or whatever they call it. But B2B went to Egypt to understand the power sector, how to do power sector reform and all of that. And they are mocking him, laughing at him. But the whole government is sending people to our neighbor here, Benin Republic. We are learning industrial. A whole Nigeria that own textile mill. A whole Nigeria that have smelter companies. A whole Nigeria. Ajokuta. And all these things. We cannot develop what we have. We can't build. We are not going to our neighbor. Neighbor, we are trying to help. That's why we are going to learn industrial. Are we moving forward or backward? So you just think about this. If you are saying you have sent them to China, it would have made some sense. Well, what are they? Is it the vice president that is learning how to do industrialization? Is he an industrialist? It's not. So all you need to do is some country want to copy. You understudy their policy and see how you domesticate the policy to your own environment, and then support that policy the way they supported it. They work for them, and they will work for you. It is what it is. It's like formula, mathematics formula. Any country where you are, you apply the same formula, you get the same answer. That is it. So it's quite sad what is going on today. Energy is key to development. Energy is key to survival. That's why in abroad, if anything happens, maybe during winter and the light goes off, you hear that many people died. Or during summer, when the heat is hot, you can't on AC and all this, there's no light. People will just die because energy is key. So I don't get it. So guys, wake up. Know what is going on in your country. Focus your attention. Forget propaganda and forget banter on social media. Forget attack on politicians who are doing this. Look into what the current government that is supposed to serve you are doing, so that we know what is going on. You will know what you have to expect in the next 4 years if they continue in the administration, so that we know what to do when you want to vote. If you like what you are seeing and you are capable to absorb the shock that will come in by 2027, you vote APC, support them, campaign for them, vote for them. That's fine. Nobody will tell you who to vote for. If that is what you are waiting for, no, nobody's going to do that. You're an adult. That's why it's from 18 years that we vote. So you should know what is good for you and your family and your children. That is the point. But the fact remains that what the man that in this interview was saying, I personally went through it. It was a painful experience. Spending money, buying electric posts that other community people who will build us in those areas will still tap light from. Now you go buy them because now you first come there, come build. That is the issue. Now you first come build there. So you will bear all the burden and gain nothing at the end. Next person that build his house, tap from the same pole I bought, tap from the same cable I bought. He didn't pay any other thing. He only bought his own cable, tap from the pole to his house. But I'm the one who bought all the 3 poles that brought the light to that point. Plus the armored cable. You know what they sell? A yard of armored cable? Go and check it. So it's not a tea party. That is not supposed to be my responsibility. It's supposed to be the distribution company responsibility. But I did it. I need the light. If you tell them to come and do it, they're not going to do it. They don't care. That's the issue. Is that how we continue to live? No, it's not. So we need to do things better. So you will see, expect tariff hike. They will tell you early next year they have removed subsidy in power, then the tariff will hike again. So from what you are having now, you are even still doing Christmas now. By the time they will do the next new phase by next year, you will see far more worse situation than we are seeing. And the funny part is that where is the power? You can hear in band A, band B, band C. Band A, they're supposed to have at least 20 hours of power supply. They don't have it. And they are stuck in that band A. They can't even leave. And there's no subsidy in band A. That's why their bill is so expensive. Because they are targeting rich people. Then band C, band D, band E, and the rest of them, band B. How many hours of power do they have? Instead of, every time they keep complaining that the problem is transmission. We have 13,000 megawatts, but to transmit it, we're only transmitting 3,500 or 4,000. What is the problem of that transmission? That's why you're supposed to do a plan on how to unbundle that transmission issue and resolve it so that if we generate 13,000, we can transmit 13,000. That's what it is. That's how people do things. But you will see, Tinubu has spent 3 years plus now. When he leave office now, he will continue to complain, that in the power sector, they have bad transmission lines. But he spent 4 years or maybe 8 years. He did not change those transmission lines. The next government comes in, we continue from the same thing, saying the same thing. It happened during Buhari. So what are we doing as a government is where the question lies. If Tinubu took over from Buhari and is part and parcel of Buhari's government, according to him and Buhari are one, he's supposed to know what the problem is for the distribution company. The transmission company, the people that are supposed to now transmit the power for them to distribute to your homes. If the cables are bad, they make plan and budget on how to fix those cables and change it. So, but they don't. Money goes in there every year, budget goes in there, the money disappears, nothing is happening, no new change, no new development, citizens are suffering and wailing. Can they do IPP? I was expecting Wike to build IPP in Abuja, the same way Abia people have it. Abuja is just this area council. They can build that IPP to power the whole of Abuja, 24/7 power supply. And Abuja will become industrial hub. Like they have UTCs and all of that. I don't know, but I don't know the kind of government we have, the kind of people we have in government. I don't really know. They don't understand the critical needs of the people and how to deal with it. That is just the problem. Everybody is focused on what to gain from the government and run away and look for the next political position. It is what it is. So guys, I don't know what you think about this whole thing, but just brace up. I'm telling you the truth. Brace up. If APC wins the next election in January 2027, just know the new tax law will be launched fully. The tariff from electricity, according to them, will be out. So as you are battling the taxes you are paying, you're also battling with high electricity tariff and the rest of them. So brace up, wake up. What you are seeing now, you are still doing Christmas. The main thing is coming from next year. I wish you guys all the best, and I do hope that you'll be able to follow what is going on in the country where you live, to know which step to follow and where to pinch your tent, because you have to protect yourself. That's the honest truth. Government don't care about you. You have to care about yourself. It is what it is. So, guys, my comment section is open for you. Whatever you have to say concerning this, looking at what the man has said, put it at the comment section. And we'll continue to debate on this issue of power, subsidy, and the tariff. And share your experience. If you have had this experience of buying the pole or transformer or meter by yourself and all of that, let us know. Have they started repaying you for your meter? Let us know what you think in this whole video. and then we'll wrap it up from there. And we'll see how, this whole thing can be resolved. So guys, if you are new to my channel, please kindly like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel and put on your notification bell so that when my next new video drop, you'll be among those that will be notified. So I believe in the stage. I'll see you in my next video. You have a wonderful day. I'm signing out. See ya.